everyone, welcome to Twinset and Purl's Knitting Podcast, episode 29.
Now we positioned that,
Yeah,
and now we've sat forward.
oh, let's sit back. So last time we said that we were just going to do an acquisitions video, but I've got 3 FOs, so we're going to do a traditional one
podcast.
with lots of acquisitions. But first of all, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jo.
And we're twins who knit a lot and design together as Twinset and Purl. So
We've got quite a lot to share,
we
actually.
have, yeah. So the first thing we want to talk about is our...
Welcome to everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to new viewers. We're a bit mad. We don't necessarily follow what we plan. We don't necessarily follow.
Have we played a plan?
It's the usual.
Yeah.
But we'll just do a little bit of admin. Top of the hour.
It's very warm at the moment in the UK.
Yes. Weather check.
Yeah. So we're looking a bit glowy.
We're also podcasting in the evening,
Yeah.
which is something we don't normally do.
But this,
And
I'm in my
I
kitchen.
have some beer.
In our kitchen, the kitchen gets the last of the light, last of the sunlight, so it's actually quite light in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we've had quite a nitty day. We've been to Flock, Oxford, had a lovely time.
Met some really lovely people.
We have.
Some people we
And-
already knew and some new people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been lovely. We also bought some yarn.
Which we're going to talk about.
And we had a lovely time at Botanical Yarn
We
last
did.
weekend, which was after we podcast, wasn't it?
No. Oh yeah, it was after we podcast.
Yeah, after we podcast. So we went to the Botanical Yarn Open Studio and then the Crafternoon. So we've had a couple of weekends of pretty full-on knitting, and
Yeah.
then a week of getting quite a lot of knitting done
Yeah.
in the week as well. So we've got quite a lot to share. But to start off with,
We'll talk about our latest charity fundraiser, which is for Myeloma UK. So last episode we realised, after I posted, I put a thing on a text thing on saying that we've got the week wrong. So we decided to do the buy one get one free sale from the 19th
for 2 weeks.
to the 30th. And our patterns got released today.
Yeah.
Our designs for the, so my sock design, which is everyone's beautiful sock. There's 2 of them here. I finished, I hadn't steam blocked the second one, so I took them for the photographs.
And then there's the Everyone's Beautiful Cowl, which is the same stitch pattern. But
And
it
I-
looks a bit different because obviously it's on the diagonal.
Yeah. And I think, excuse me, you're having these and I'm having that.
Ooh, oh yeah, that'd be nice. So mine's knit in West Yorkshire Spinners, the Croft.
DK, isn't
It's DK yarn. I think it's the Shetland wool.
it? Yeah.
In colours Maywick and Callister.
So all the information will be in the
show
description
notes.
box here. It was
and
from last week.
If you made it ever so slightly smaller, you could get 2 out of 2 skeins of DK.
So we saw one of Jo's testers was at the Flock Oxford
Hi
today.
Leslie. Lovely
And
to
she,
see you.
yeah, and she knitted a beautiful one.
Yeah,
Hers is bigger, it looked, than yours.
Yeah, I think her because gauge isn't really that important on a cowl, and I think she'd got a slightly looser gauge.
Yeah, hers was lovely,
than me.
lovely green colour.
Yeah, like a pale green and a dark green. It was really pretty. So we've obviously picked orange because Myeloma's colour is orange, and then we picked this lovely blush to go with the orange.
So
and I think it's really it's quite an unusual combo, but it really works.
So the socks are knitted in Drops Nord.
That blush is beautiful.
In the blush.
We're both wanting something in the
Sweater
blush.
in it. Yeah. I'd like a sweater with stripy sleeves.
Oh, that would be so cute.
And it's blush mix and rust mix.
Really lovely.
And you can get a pair out of 2 out of 1 50-gram ball of each colour, even up to Maggie, one of my testers, did the 72 stitch up to a UK size 8, and she managed to get it out of 2 balls, well, 1 ball of each colour. So so and if you buy both patterns and use the code BEAUTIFUL, you get 15% off on Ravelry until the end of till Friday, the 30th. And if you don't want to use the code, then Myeloma UK gets more money.
And then on top of that, we've got a buy one get one free sale, which we mentioned, but there's no code for that.
Yeah,
you just put two patterns in your Ravelry basket. Not the other charity patterns, which say on them if they're for a charity. We don't discount our charity patterns because all the money goes to the charities.
But you can put as many multiples of 2 as you want, and the cheapest ones will be free. Yeah.
And if you watched the last episode, we had a whole thing about it. So shall I put this on again just to show? I mean, it's a bit warm, but
it's very cute. And
I think I'm so knitting one.
It's going to look lovely with my navy blue coat.
Yeah, I think it's just I don't know, I just love it.
I'm trying to lose a bit of weight before the winter.
Lots of the coat fits.
Yeah, to go and get me a new coat.
I love it, and I love the little reverse stocking stitch.
Yeah, beautiful.
I was going to do an I-cord, and then that worked. Yeah, that worked.
And because it uses all the colours then as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cute. Just quickly say what I'm wearing. This is Jo's Faye summer top, is it?
Yeah.
By Irene Lynn. She wore it last week on the podcast.
No, I didn't.
Couple of weeks ago, and so I'll put everything in the description box below. But it's knitted in Drops Bell, and I was just thinking in the rosewater colourway. Rainwater. And
are you wanting rain? Is that
I was just thinking that you could knit another one in navy blue, but Drops Bell for me.
Could I? I don't think that's happening.
Anyway, it's beautiful.
And I'm not wearing any knitwear.
It's too hot.
A bit hot, yeah. So I bought this really lovely dress in
the Toast.
It's from Toast in the sale, and I just love it. It arrived yesterday, so I'm not putting any knitwear on top of it.
So, should we get on with it? You haven't got any FOs?
I haven't got any FOs.
So, let's start with the big one. Although,
do we call it an FO if the ends aren't woven?
I do.
I do.
I call it an FO as soon as it's cast off.
Yes.
So this is my DK Material Girl in Stylecraft Naturals Bamboo Cotton. It's too hot to put on, also the ends aren't woven. But I had just had the sleeve to finish, so I knitted them the same. The decision was made during the last podcast. Yeah, so I'm loving those colours, natural and moss.
And we need to get it to about 20 degrees so to be able to wear it.
So it's got this nice short row scooped bottom. And I've sewn in about half the ends. So that's a little job for while we're watching the TV tonight.
It's lovely. I love the green.
I also finished the cable tank top for Bex. I took a pic that's been, we gave them to Claire to gift to Bex, but I finished little cabled tank top, 2 little buttons on the back.
You didn't send me the back?
No, I didn't send you the back.
It's knit in Drops
Baby Alpaca Silk, and
which has been discontinued.
Yeah, sadly, because it's lovely yarn. But I finished it in like an evening and a day sewing up, a little bit of a morning sewing up. It was ridiculous. It's just been on the needles for. Could wanted to knit him 2 things, and I am going to knit him an Aran. Something, a proper Aran.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so that's that. And I also finished my dad's birthday socks. Dad, if you watch this before your birthday, keep your eyes shut.
He knows he's getting them, doesn't he?
You haven't shown him the heel.
Ah, right.
It's So these are the Anthony socks from
Cover your mouth up.
from my Bridgerton collection.
Cover my mouth up.
And we gave him yellow heel and toe because he loves blue and yellow for Ukraine. And I think they're gorgeous.
They are, that yarn.
And there is 2. Yeah, I've got to say the end.
You were like, show them the stripy bit.
There's like, yeah, on this, just this like lozenge shape. There's a bit of stripe. And there was yeah, it's Reverend Blue Jeans from Botanical Yarn. I will say this, Birdstreet Yarn. I'm knitting a pair of Birdstreet Yarn socks every month. Oh, I still call them Botanical Yarn. It's the BY. I just write BY in my book.
Blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Everything's BY.
So we love Anthony. And
yes, and I'm knitting.
And we also love our Anthony, our Tony too.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they are. I'm not sure what the yellow is. I think it is the twin flower, the unravel colourway, from 2022, from Botanical Yarn. That is Botanical Yarn. So yeah.
And I cast on my second Anthony.
Wow.
So I knit this. I started knitting this in May last year when I went to Edinburgh.
And I
finished it in. No, I didn't. I finished. Did I finish it in? No, I did. I kitchenered the toe in January because I'd done everything apart from kitchen the toe, because as soon as I kitchen the toe, I was meant to cast the second one on, and I didn't get to it in my January finish all my socks. I finished 3 pairs, I think, and didn't get to Anthony. But the other day, I was upstairs and I had nothing else upstairs, so I just cast him on, and I've done the cuff, and I realised I've done 1 row too many. That's neither here nor there.
I gave Dad a 2x2 rib cuff.
And I'm trying these 9-inch circulars again, and I don't know, we'll see.
Are they fixed ones?
Yeah.
They're not as nice as the ones you get, the interchangeables.
So I've got my...
The cable's thicker.
I've got my Flexi Flips in my bag. In my tiny, weeny little bag that Rachel is coveting.
I am coveting, but I don't think I'd fit a sock in there.
I've got to find the other ball of yarn, because that's not going to finish it. So I'm going to have to go all the way through.
Lovely yarn though, isn't it?
Yeah. Filcolana Arvetta.
I've never knitted a pair of socks in it. I should get some.
I don't know what the colourway is. We'll have mentioned them before on a podcast, so we'll find it out and pop it in the show notes. But yeah, I need to get. I've got these, and I've got some Christmas at Bridgerton socks.
And that's it then.
Then that's all the socks. So
that cast on. Well, I
cast on.
I
so
knitted
need to
this
get
in
those
2
finished.
days. So
Okay.
no, I've got all the time in the world to knit.
I've got a few other things going on at the minute.
Sorry, excuse me for
Not the least being
stopping myself glowing. Right.
a course for work. Right. So whips. So I've got a new design that I'm working on.
That's exciting.
Claire and John from Birdstreet Yarn. We've got a little WhatsApp group with Claire and her sister Bex. It's called Knitsters, because we're sisters who knitting sisters, Knitsters. And during lockdown, we used to have Zooms together. We don't do it quite so much now, everybody's gone back to work. But we've still got the WhatsApp group going. And Claire put on a picture of a new yarn base. Two new yarn bases that they're doing. And was like, I think we might need a shawl design. Anybody up for a shawl design? And I was like, yeah, okay, I can design in that. So she sent me over some yarn.
So what they called it anything? Was it just super extra fine merino?
Extra fine merino with extra fine kid mohair.
It's beautiful.
Together. This one's bean, and this one's crema. Bean and crema. And then this is extra fine kid mohair.
This looks amazing.
In latte. So I love them.
And I came up with the name.
Rachel's come up with the name. So this is the shawl, and surprise, surprise, it's a crescent. But I'd wanted to do a crescent with a mohair border for a while. So this is what I've come up with. And it's got this texture, as I-cord edge, and then this slip stitch texture, and a twisted knit and a little leaf pattern, and then a mohair
Is that colour work? Or?
It's kind of colour work, but it's like, it's not really like, it's only on that section, so it's more like intarsia, I guess, than colour work. And then it's got this mock cable and eyelet border. And I've steam blocked it, and it's just beautiful. The yarn is so, it's going to be so nice in the when it's cold, when it's cooler.
Yeah,
It was a little bit warm.
It's very fluffy now.
Yeah, it was a little bit warm today at the knit event. I managed to do a couple of rows, and I was like, my hands are so hot. But it's so beautiful and so soft. I wish you had squish-o-vision. Yeah, so I've just finished the section 2, and there'll be a third section with a different increase rate here.
Oh, you can see where you haven't steamed it, the difference. And you're going to call it?
I'm going to call it Cafe Art. So it looks a bit like the patterns that people try to draw on top of the coffee for you. So, yeah, so I think it's going to be lovely.
Yeah.
So that I'm writing the pattern as I knit. All I need to do is work out how long it is, so like how long half of it will be, and then
so you're going to have a test.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to get the call for testers out by a couple of weeks. So
middle of
July. So
then you're going on holiday.
Then am I?
To Scotland.
Yeah, but it's in a week and I'm here.
Oh, right, okay.
It's not like yeah.
Am I going on holiday?
Am I? Yeah. So I'm loving that one.
That's gorgeous.
Oh, and it's in this bag. I'm keeping it in this bag, which is by a lady called Jenna Rose. Jenna _Rose_ on Instagram. She's based in Canada, and I bought. She may not have this particular bag available, because I bought 2 bags from her. This one and more of a pouch one with waxed cotton on the bottom. And they've got like a little leather tag.
Does she print her own material?
I don't know, but I bought this in 2019, I think.
Was it after we'd been to Knit City? What are you knitting?
I think it was when because I had a couple of...
That's August 2020.
Yeah, but I had a couple of...
Oh, that's the pouch.
Yeah. I had a couple of bouts of illness in 2019, and I'm
so when
sure
you had shingles.
It was when I think it was when I had shingles.
I think we heard about her on the Grocery Girls, didn't we?
Yeah. Was it shingles or was it
DVT?
Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway,
Pacemaker.
yeah, could have been one of those 3. But yeah, I just love this thing. And then on it today, our lovely friend Mel gave us all keyring.
Mine's on my handbag, so I haven't bought it.
Macrame keyring that she's made. She's going to be having an Etsy shop. Did I have the card? The card, yes. Olive and Ethel. It's going to be her Etsy shop. I'm not sure when she'll
probably start on Instagram, won't she?
Yeah.
Bespoke macrame, dried flowers and knitting.
So she's fluff. Where's fluff come from? Yeah.
Well,
so
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it again.
Yeah, when she's definitely kicked off her Etsy shop, we will show you that. Just shove that away. It takes up quite a bit of room.
Get your macrame out of the bag.
And I'm knitting it on my Prim Ergonomics.
It's gone a bit brown.
It's gone a bit brown. Might need a little bit of a wash, but it's great. I love
You
it.
love those
I love these
needles,
little
don't
tips.
You love those needles.
Yeah, I do.
My Morris is on mine, and I don't knit on Morris very often. I should try harder with Morris. Cecil is. I'm not showing any shawl whips today, but I have been working on this is a design that we're not sure when it's coming out actually, but I've shown these before, that I've done with pixie yarn. It's quite dark. You can kind of see the texture, the lace. It's like a ribbed kind of lace. This is the colourway Santina, which is a cherry.
I was going to say tomato.
So we're going to call them the cherry heart socks.
Oh, nice. So you've been knitting on the second one.
I'm sitting on the second one, and I'm halfway down the leg now. But we're not. I think this is going to come out in November for the Totnes.
Oh,
that
right,
one
yeah.
that's Stitch Fest, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So they may be at the Pixie Yarn stand, even if we're not. They will. So I'm going to finish that this week. That's my aim. Oh, I've got her label here. Love her labels. She does with her. She sprinkles on the dye onto the cardboard. So that is my.
And then my second shawl whip is this one, which is the Knitting Shed yarn. And if you watched last episode, I discovered that I'd had a little bit of a mistake where I'd held my yarn the wrong side of my slip stitches. Anyway, I tinked it back, and I've got back past where I was, and this is the mosaic centre section that started.
Oh, you've done quite a lot.
And I love it. Yeah.
So
I think we've decided this is going to come out in September for Unravel.
Yeah.
We were trying to plan for July, but to be honest, July's not the best time for a shawl, is it?
Are we going to go to Unravel?
Don't know yet. Probably, but I don't know. So yeah, so that will be coming out later in the year.
You're going to run 2 tests at the same time?
I might have a couple of weeks delay so that one's running, one's
You've got
started.
a little bit of a toast theme going on.
Yeah, this is the bag that Rachel really wants
from Toast. I've got enough bags. We've bought some bags today.
Just a few.
So I started these, I was on the cuff. So I thought I would just show my progress at the Crafternoon. So this is Hallow Queen from Botanical Yarn. Beautiful. And I'm knitting the Jomo socks, which is a free pattern of ours. It's got this longer cuff and then this cable. You can see. And it goes down the outside of, so it's opposites for each leg. And it's just, look how beautiful that yarn is. Yeah, so I'm nearly, I've only got, you only do about 6 repeats. Because of the long cuff. Yeah, because of the longer cuff. And then you're at the heel. Got a nice little stitch marker on there. So that was a quick one. But I have been working on other things that cannot be shown.
Shall I quickly show my Cecil progress?
I'll let you.
So this is my second Cecil in the summer yarns. It's always got a bit tangled.
The last podcast here, you hadn't cast that on, had you?
No, I bought the yarn that week. So I'm on the 3rd chart. There's 7 charts altogether for Cecil. And I've just joined in my second ball, 50-gram ball of yarn. So he's definitely more muted. You can just about see the pink.
Up close you can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm loving him.
So when it's on, is that the right side?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, when they cross over, it's not as, it doesn't change as colour as much as the mohair, does it? Beautiful. I think you probably possibly gone paler on the background.
But I'm liking it.
Yeah.
And
You're
I'm
enjoying
knitting
it.
I'm enjoying knitting it. Who doesn't like a bit of garter?
Yeah.
So if you want to see the yarns, pop back to last week's episode or the one before where I actually bought them.
And you talk about it in more detail.
Yeah. So that's just an update. And then the only other thing I've been knitting on is my Betty, which I showed in the last podcast, and it's just grown a little bit.
Yeah,
So I won't show Betty again.
So I've been knitting. I've done a bit on my Magnolia Heaven. I'm in the middle section, but not much progress on that. I don't know, shawls. You've got to knit shawls at the moment because you're doing 2 designs, but this week I really did lots of sock knitting.
So before we get into, if I show the colours I've picked for my Alpen Blue,
We want to talk about the new.
then you can show, because you bought yours.
And we've got a week left of the Morris KAL, which ends on Friday. So if you haven't posted your pictures, get them in the FO. If you haven't posted your FOs, we might have a prize from the chat thread as well, because I know not everyone's managed to finish their Morrises, but they have posted. So we will pick we've got a prize. Have we got a prize?
Got our prize. Haven't shown it yet.
We're rubbish.
We are rubbish. Basically, we're gonna choose some yarn from our.
I'm donating.
Yeah,
my
we've got a bag, and we're gonna each donate some yarn from our stash.
And when are we going to
throw in a few stitch markers?
When are we going to podcast again?
I don't know. It could be.
I was thinking. I know the thing was on Ravelry, but I was thinking, because we're going to, on the 1st of July, we're going to start an Alpine Bloom tea KAL. The new Caitlin Hunter pattern, Oil and Knitworks. And it's going to run
3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
We're going to try and finish ours as soon as possible. So this is the tea. And you've got your yarn with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's this beautiful colourwork yoke
and
then a lace neck and cuffs. That you actually you knit the cuff and then.
So this is the yarn I've chosen. My main colour is going to be this.
Oh, that's from your stash?
Yeah. This yarn that I got at Beautiful Knitters in London. It's superwash merino silk and cashmere. And it's called Karibu. Does that say Karibu? Yeah, Karibu. Doesn't mean we can do Karibus, but there we go. So I've got 2 skeins of that and 1 skein of for the colour work. And this is a Birdstreet Yarn colourway called Falling for You.
Beautiful.
And I thought those went really lovely, and they'd be nice. It would be nice towards the later part of the summer when I'll
so that's silk, merino silk cashmere.
Yeah,
lovely.
So that's going to be my Alpen.
My Alpen Bloom is darker. So I've gotten with the extra fine merino super kid mohair base, the new base from Birdstreet Yarn, in Stonewash for my, and it's got less. It's only got 360 meters per. So I got 3 skeins of that, and it's going with this. I'm not sure if they call it a Zauberball, but it's a Schoppel wool. It's basically colour changing, sport weight, like whichever spin cycle is dyed. Is it dyed in the wool?
Yeah.
And so this is, I've got 2 skeins. So that's my colour work.
Nice.
And that's my main colour. And because
That
we
would
saw
go with
some,
that as well, wouldn't
it would, yeah. We saw some beautiful garments that samples that Claire and John had in this yarn, and it just, because it's singles really, but which I wouldn't normally use for a garment, but because it's got mohair, it a long staple.
I think it's a beautiful yarn because you can get the sort of the halo of mohair with that, and still have a thin yarn.
Yeah.
Because when you'd have to add mohair to lace to get fingering weight.
Yeah.
Whereas that's
fingering.
and it's sometimes some patterns. Like one lady at the event this afternoon was buying some. She saw the shawl I was knitting, and she was looking for a pattern that's got cables, and because you could really see the texture on the slip stitch pattern, she was like, "Oh, I think it would be okay for cables." And it would mean that she doesn't have to have 2 strands doing cables.
Yeah. So it's so soft as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to swatch tomorrow.
Oh, you know.
And see, but I think mine's going to be, even though it's 4-ply, I think it would knit to a sport weight gauge, which is...
Is it sport weight?
No, it's not. But this is dyed in the wool is sport weight.
All right, so you're going to...
I think that I find it very hard to get her gauge.
So do I.
So I don't know what the gauge is, but I think I'm definitely gonna swatch until I get it this time.
Right.
Because my Miserina is lovely, but it's small. It came out small, and I did swatch. So I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna do.
She's knitting it on.
And these were from the Oxford Yarn Store booth at today's knit event.
Ribbing is done on 3.25 and the main is done on 3.5.
Right. And what's her gauge?
And her gauge is 24 stitches and 34 rounds to 10 centimetres.
That sounds a bit what I'd get.
Yeah.
Is that more of a DK gauge though?
24 on 3.5s.
Anyway, I'll do 3.5. I'll do 3.75.
It's
on my swatch.
366 meters to 100 grams is the yarn they've used.
Oh, right, so that's mine's 360.
And then spin cycle dyed in the wool. So it's a sport weight down there. So
I also think that I have to be realistic about the size I need to knit as well.
So
that's okay. That's
that's
another topic.
I can do size 1 or 2 with mine because I've only got 2 skeins.
I've got like 1,000 meters. What's my
yardage? Oh, I probably do. No, main colour, 3rd size is 834.
What's mine? Where
where
are the sizes?
Well, that's like you can pick how much yarn you've got,
1,
and then we can
2,
work
3,
out
4, 5, 6. I could do size 6.
Size 6 is.
Down the bottom.
Sizes. Size 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 56.
Yeah.
In bust circumference, and she's saying a 2 to 8 centimetre positive ease.
Oh, so I probably need to do 52.
Oh, are you going to be able to do it?
Yeah, what size do you want?
Well, I probably want more than a 40-inch bust, don't I?
Well, not 2 to... Oh, we don't need to discuss this here now.
Well, I'm going to have to do that because I haven't got enough yarn to do anything else.
That's your bust size. So plus 4.
Yeah.
2 to 8. You'll be fine.
That'll be fine.
Right, so those were some of today's acquisitions, which are going to go in and out of the stash pretty quick.
Right.
So should we do botanical yarn?
Yes.
So we picked up our thread and maple?
Oh yeah, got my thread and maple.
So Sophie very kindly picked up our orders at Knit City. So I got this lovely leather project bag in, this is the, they call them this navy, I think. But
What was it called?
was it navy?
No, what was the
bag called? I don't know, it's got two. But it's got a pocket. Oh, is it? Got the, I got the label.
I haven't got my label. I've been using mine. I used it to go to work the other day.
It's called the leather necessaire. And you get a little, sorry, you get like a little needle pincushion kind of, but not needle cozy thing with it. And a nice leather label. Don't know what I'll do with that. Keep it in the bag. Yes, I haven't used it yet. I'll keep it nice and until I'd shown it on the podcast.
I've done mine.
Have you?
Yeah.
For the bag? Or
Yeah, the bag. I used it to go out the other day. So mine, I don't actually know what mine's called. I don't have the label, unless the label's in the bottom there, but I don't think it is. No. And it's like a drawstring project bag with a crossbody strap.
Was it for like a knit as you go?
Yeah. I really like it. Nice for
going out.
Going out. Although it doesn't, I wish it had a clasp.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I think as it softens up.
Would you put a project bag in it if you were going to use it as a project bag? Yeah.
I did. That's what I did the other day. I had that in it. It's gone. Blue. I had that.
You and your little bags.
Yeah. So that's lovely, and it's the leather's gorgeous. And then I got the tape
I get it out of the.
I got to take one of their lovely tape measures. In, I can't remember what colour that's called. Chocolate?
Whiskey.
No, this is whiskey. And then I got one of these on the go. Did you get one of those? No. On the go, it's got scissors, needles, and stitch markers.
Sorry.
Stitch markers in the back.
I got stuff out of the bag before
So much yarn. Yeah. So that's really cute. Cool.
Showed that.
Yeah, that seems to have something. Anyway, so that's in the
ochre. Yellow.
It's
mustard
and whiskey.
Yeah.
And then that's the chocolate.
Nice. How many needles do you get with it?
2 needles and a pair of scissors and loads of stitch markers.
Cute little scissors.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a sucker for cute little scissors.
So
I bought a bag.
I bought a bag as well, but it's not. It's in the other room.
Oh. I didn't bring all of mine. The stuff that we both got, I left behind. So this was the bag that I got from Botanical Yarn.
I've left mine in the other room. So
it's like a little tool bag,
like a
carry your whips around in. Yeah, I just love the fabric.
There's so many pockets.
Yeah,
that's really difficult to make.
It's is it Montserrat fabric?
I love it as well. Might have to get one of those.
Love it.
So
show the ones that we both got.
Yeah, so we've both got the Knit City sock set with the marker from Unwrapped Yarn.
Little cherry blossom.
So yeah, so it's the, is it Sakura? Yeah, it's beautiful. And 2 minis. And then we got the Coronation sock set with the crown with a gold kind of leaf focus keeper.
That's my favourite.
I just love the speckles on that
Yeah.
one. So those are lovely, and we'd been thinking about those for a while. And then I got 3 skeins of Peony Memory. One is slightly darker than the others, but I'm going to knit a Salty Air Tea, and I'm going to cast on this week.
Yeah, and you're going to
fade in each skein. I'm not going to do helical knitting or anything. And I'm going to put this one at the bottom. So I may not even need it.
Yeah, or just a tiny bit.
Yeah, depends how. So yeah, so I'm going to cast that on this week and try and get it done before we start our alpine glue. So I love.
Well,
that.
there's a challenge.
I love this.
You managed to do your fizzy pop in 4 days.
So I think in a week I can. Oh, I'm so hot. And I got quite a lot of other stuff. So I've got this was the May Flower of the Month sock set, Lily of the Valley. And I bought that to go, well, I picked up this is the December book club minis, and I'm going to be knitting the Maggie shawl in that.
So the shawl that I designed earlier in the year with minis from Zakami Yarns that I got at Unravel, that's what we're calling it, the Maggie shawl, and that's what Rachel's going to use this for.
To knit, test knit. And that is going to raise money for Maggie's Centre.
Yeah.
Who are amazing. Do amazing stuff. Yeah, so
that pattern's almost written. All I've got to do is describe how you do the stripes.
Cool.
And then that's ready to go out for testing.
I don't know. What was that?
I don't know.
Was she winding it and she didn't label it? Is it one of the Sakara? One of the Cherry Blossom collection. I can't remember which one.
What's that other one then?
This is Primrose, which it was February's Flower of the Month.
Oh right.
Just a skein that I like. And then I got this skein of mohair, which is Dahlia Orange Pico. And that is going to be, what did I say that was going to be? Oh,
I got no idea.
We were talking about it just this morning.
Were we?
Yeah. Oh, the cafe art.
Oh yes.
This is going to be my mohair edge.
I did not register that's what you were talking about.
And then this is the natural fluff, which is baby alpaca, merino and cotton, and it's 400 meters of fingering weight, apparently 400 meters. It's going to be my one skein shawl that Joe's designed. See all these, I'm knitting all your shawls.
I know, I can't believe it.
Might take me forever, so I'm not sure what they're going to be. That's all the yarn that I got.
And I got 3 skeins of mohair, azalea pink, one that shall not be named, coral, and fluorescent yellow.
For your
That's going to be, well, it could be settle number 4 because I think I want to do the black and camel one first, but that's going to be a sessile at some point. Just think that would be amazing. And then I also got this skein of baby Surrey alpaca in one of the cherry blossoms, Sakura Cordia. Yeah. I just love who knows what that will be. And then this one was one of the lost in the bargain bin, a different base that Sophie didn't end up going with, which is
bargain bin.
merino linen, and I just really like the colour. So and I like to try new yarn whenever I can.
And then I stocked up on my Karibu tips and some cables, Sophie stocks.
And then when I got home, this yarn was waiting for me. It's from Scrappy Yarns, and it's merino linen again.
Can you feel it?
In their, it's called Turkish Delight.
What beautiful. 90% merino, 10% linen.
Yeah. And wouldn't that go nicely with that?
It would actually. We're going to get that, and then you said didn't, decided not to. So no, it's gorgeous.
Don't know what it's going to be. Could be a saltier tea. Not enough.
Yeah,
400 yards.
Yeah, you probably get your size out.
336 metres.
Yards.
And just because it goes, I'm just going to show you. I went to TK Maxx yesterday, and they had a whole load of Cath Kidston bags, and they do bags that fold up into a pouch. I'm just going to show you the pouch because I love the fabric.
The pouches are good for project bags.
Yeah. So this is the fabric. I just love it. And it's about, the bag's about that big, with handles and a long shoulder strap.
So it's a going away bag.
So it's going to be my bring stuff for the podcast bag.
Brilliant.
Because it means I can carry my holdall and have that on my shoulder to get from the car. Perfect. And it was 20 quid in TK Maxx.
Your favourite shop.
Love it, yeah.
Oh, I got those as well. Because I use my pink ones all the time, so I got some.
Oh, and then there's a bit of crinkling. So we've just got a couple more things to show you.
I've got a couple more from today, actually, as well.
I've got a couple more from today.
So I saw this yarn, this colourway from Holst Garn on offer.
What's it called?
Citrus. And I've got a bit of a, oh, I didn't show the stuff we left behind, my beautiful knitters yarn.
You want to go and get it?
Do you want to get it?
I'll go and get it.
So I am a bit obsessed with yellow at the moment, and I've been looking.
Is it just that yellow?
It's in a cardboard box. So I saw this and I couldn't resist it. I'm going to knit a sweater, possibly held double, because it's coast, which is it does knit to 4-ply, but it's 350 meters per 50 grams. It does bloom really lovely when you wash it. So yeah, so I got a cone of citrus and a cone of navy blue, because can you believe how I must have ordered from them 4 times and I've never bought navy blue. So that's going to be something in the autumn. And then Jo,
I think we were a bit on like normal colours. I bought a cone of, this is coast as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Dove, which is this lovely pale.
And you're going to do some
mushroom
designs, aren't you, in that?
I don't know what I'm going to do with it. You like it?
I like it as well.
Yeah, I've got quite a lot.
I think I'm going to be holding it double. That means winding off.
Yeah.
balls.
And then I also got 2 balls of, I haven't opened it.
Yeah.
2 balls of black coast to knit a droplet capelet by
Denise Byron.
And I'm copying Jonna from Knit Together with Kim and Jonna, because she's knitting hers in Knitting for Olive pure silk.
Is that coast or?
This is coast. So yeah.
It'll be lovely to wear because coast's wool and cotton.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I think that's going to have to be my work knitting, or my first thing in the morning knitting when the light's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's your.
So I think we said that we'd finally spent our vouchers from our dad. Did you bring yours with you last week? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I bought this. It was that.
So I bought
That's what I bought.
6 50-gram skeins of Kinross 4-ply
Oh, it's beautiful.
in the
Kinross.
shade Gorse.
It's like cashmere when it's blocked.
Yeah, so this
beautiful.
is going to be, what did I say? Floris by Emi Shimadzu.
I don't know who it's by.
Floris sweater. And then I bought this, which is similar to Coast, wool cotton, 100 organic.
Oh, that's lovely yarn.
And it's in the shade 4015.
I knit mine
And
Crescent
this-
Wave in that.
This is for my Halcyon Days yoke sweater with this Surrey alpaca.
That's from Botanical.
That's from Botanical Yarn, yeah. That was left over from the Halcyon Days cowl that I knitted for Soph's mum.
Oh, that's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Is it going to have sleeves?
Yeah, it's going to be an Arwin, but with that,
Yeah.
the chevron.
Nice.
Yeah, so it all fits together nicely in my little box.
Mm.
So I've got 5 balls of that, which will be plenty.
Mm.
And yeah, so that's my
So what hasn't had any love is my Aventius lace weight, lace weight linen. It may just stay on the needles and get done for next year.
There's so much yarn here.
And then today
Yeah, I've got these two.
we went to the Oxford Flock and Oxford Yarn store over there.
Excuse me, adjusting my.
And I bought some from each place.
So I've shown my.
Yeah, I bought 3 balls of this, knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the colour Lamb's Ears. And this is going to be
Such a cute name.
a Morris cowl. Ooh. Watch this space. And then I also got 2 skeins of the same yarn as I'm knitting the shawl in the latte colour. And this is going to be a shawl. Because it's just beautiful.
It is beautiful.
And then I also got this one scare, I couldn't resist. They're trying a new base, which is extra fine merino nylon, 19.5 micron.
Ooh, lovely.
And I haven't got any Kestrel,
No.
so I loved it. I'm going to probably knit a pair of Collins. Colin for Bridgerton season
3. You could plan to do it in
Oh
December.
yes, that's a good idea. I'll knit Colin in December.
When the new
14th of December, the new season of Bridgerton comes out. And we could have a revival of the characters that are in the 3rd season,
Yeah,
couldn't
we
we?
could.
We could do a special offer just on those ones.
But I've been.
If you bought Colin and Penelope together, you can get 1 free.
Well, no, I'm thinking about doing a Colin and Penelope sock.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So I have started King George, and that will be coming out soon, hopefully. Next month I'm going to finish those off.
Just a little bit close up of Kestrel because
It's beautiful.
it's beautiful.
And I bought these Rosie Lee minis, and they're going to be a new design, sock design for the Southern Wool Show in September.
Cool. I'm sorry, I'm really hot.
Yeah,
My
and then
apologies.
we also bought
being a fidget.
we also bought this little notions pouch from Birdstreet Yarn, which is going to be a prize.
Why don't we do it on this podcast?
What a giveaway!
Yeah.
Just for the notions pouch.
Tell us what you're knitting in the comments
And
below.
it's got this beautiful fabric inside, and to me this looks like Scamp and Dude fabric. And it comes with a pair of scissors.
Do we do giveaways on here? Do we get in trouble? Does it get?
No, we do giveaways.
We won't announce a giveaway. You won't be told in the comments that you've won. We'll announce it on here. But if
Yeah.
you write in the comments,
And I get a tape measure and some scissors and a little thing of light bulb.
what should we? It needs to be. If you say my summer knitting
is,
and then tell us what it is, and then we can look up.
you'll
that.
be entered into the giveaway for the little notions pouch.
Those ribbons are whoa.
I know. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So there, that's the last acquisition.
Perfect. And I'm just about to melt.
I am as well. Need to go and open the doors, but there's a music festival. There's a I think they have Battle of the Bands, but it's like Glastonbury. It goes on all weekend. There's a big sports field in the middle of our estate with a pavilion, and they run events. So we've been listening to. I think the singers were better yesterday than they are today. So yeah. So we need to go and tidy up all this mess.
And we don't know when we're getting together again. We're planning to go to the Isle of Man.
So we could podcast from there.
On for the 22nd, 23rd weekend of July.
But we won't have a lot of stuff with us.
No.
So probably not.
And we are going to be getting together the weekend.
We can do that. Do it then, I think.
The 13th. Because my company have a charity pub crawl in Bristol once a year. Everybody dresses up. It is mad. And I've done it for years and years and years, and I no longer take part. But I leave my husband all by himself so that he can enjoy himself and not get stressed about me. So I come here and he can go out and drink as much beer as he wants without me complaining about him snoring or waking me up or whatever. So that's 13th of July. So he's going as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I need pictures of that.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Does he have to speak like him or not? That's Yoda.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused. Yeah. I don't know.
I think he probably could be quite a good Obi-Wan Kenobi because wasn't it Ewan McGregor was the young one, and he's Scottish, isn't he? He's Scottish or Irish?
Scottish. But I don't think he has a Scottish accent in.
No, probably doesn't. My husband's Scottish, so he could give it a go, couldn't he? We need to teach him a few phrases that he. What did he say?
Luke.
I don't know. It's years since I watched Star Wars.
I can't even remember.
I've watched all of them, but I can't remember.
I can remember the original.
Although, to be honest, I watched the film the other day and I can't. We watched Ozark, the last episode of Ozark. I can't remember what happened.
I like the new Star Wars compared to the old ones, which apparently is not the right opinion to have, according to my husband. So I don't think I watched the last two old ones again. We had a bit of a... Anyway, this is too boring.
You didn't come here for Star Wars chat. Yeah, so we're definitely going to be together that weekend.
Yeah.
And maybe not before that. So
that's when we will announce the Morris KAL winner.
Yeah, and the winner of...
Yes. So you've got till the 13th, 14th of July.
Yeah.
Cool. And we also love to see your comments. Had some lovely comments.
We've had some lovely comments. Because we were a bit worried about the last podcast because
Joe got a bit grumpy in the middle because I told her to be quick. We were on a time crunch. But you couldn't notice. We watched it through again before we published it. Yeah. We were like, nah, that's okay.
I thought at one point I was sat with a bad look on my face, and I was a bit concerned that I was sat there going.
And we tried to film some footage driving through Castle Howard, and it was ridiculous. It was like I was holding onto the camera, so we didn't put that in.
No,
but yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching.
Yeah,
you've got this far, and
we will see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, and if you don't subscribe and you've enjoyed this episode, you can subscribe and click the bell to see when we publish again. And if you liked us, please like us, because I think it gets you seen. Yeah, and they recommend you for more people, the more likes you get. Yeah. So that would be lovely. Yeah. Cool. Have a lovely rest of the weekend. Yeah. And we will see you soon. Bye. Bye. Press the button.